Hi, I'm Heidi Alexandra and you're watching UQTV. Today I've got a question for you. Have you ever had someone in your life that totally drained you of energy? Have you ever worked in a toxic workplace? Have you ever felt like every morning you just couldn't get out of bed? You felt sick, depleted and miserable. It could be the other individuals in your life. You see, our environment has more impact on us than you ever think. And how we perform, retain and build our energy can really be affected by them. Today's episode aims to help you improve in the emotional intelligence quadrant of the UQ powerhouse by learning how to identify, reduce or avoid altogether those toxic people and environments. There are some people and work environments that are more toxic than they are precious. And it makes sense that if you want to live your best life, then you should surround yourself with the best people possible. One of my favourite quotes is by the late Jim Rohn, who said, "You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." So it makes sense that if you want to avoid toxic people as much as you can before you become one. I spent over a decade working in some of the most restrictive and toxic environments where bullying and backstabbing were the norm. Lucky for me, I was aware of it at the time and I was able to buffer myself by creating a positive, inspiring tribe around me, both within and outside of the organisations, to keep me grounded and happy. In fact, it was working in these organisations that inspired me to seek out a new way to do business, where expander leaders grow, where they nurture others, and individuals are respected and valued. But what can you do if you find yourself in this situation, and how do you prevent yourself from getting sucked into the poisonous circle? Strong people understand the importance and the influence that human beings have on one another, and they use this knowledge to their advantage. So here's how to identify and avoid energy vampires in your life. Number 1, the lazy bugs. Laziness is a disease, one that's highly contagious. Lazy people make other people lazy. The mentally strong are not impervious either. Hang around lazy people too often and you'll notice your productivity and your general enjoyment of life starting to plummet. If you want a big life and to make things happen, find other busy, excited and active people to hang out with. Number 2, the big talkers. People that spend their time running off at the mouth spend little time doing anything else. Those who feel the need to be showy are always compensating for something and trying to prove their worth. Unfortunately for them, this is how you know they have little worth. It's the mentally strong that don't bother doing the talking because the work that they do speaks for itself. The talkers, on the other hand, have nothing but empty words that they're speaking. Number 3, the Debbie Downers. I don't mean those people who have an actual clinical depression. What I mean is people who act like they do. We all know people who are always feeling bad for themselves, always complaining about how difficult their lives are and how unlucky they are. For some reason, they're seeking attention. Debbie Downers love nothing better than sharing their doom and gloom with you. Bad luck is not a life circumstance. If your life sucks, then guess what? Only you have the power to change that. Don't keep these folks around unless you want them to bring you down with them and allow their doom and gloom to cover your sunshine. Number 4, the comfort zoners. Those who can't dream, don't live. Life is about believing that you can be better, not just for you, but for everyone. If you want to live a life of adventure, then you need to limit your time around those who aren't adventurous. If you hope to leave your comfort zone regularly, then don't hang out with those who aren't willing to leave their own. What makes people human is dreaming and hoping that the change to come will be for the better. So spend time around other dreamers who also act, get out there, challenge themselves and get uncomfortable. Now it's your turn. What kind of toxic people or environments have you experienced in your life and how did you manage them? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Did you like this video? If so, share it with your team, your colleagues and maybe even your boss. And finally, if you want even more resources to increase your impact, influence and income, then head on over to uqpower.com.au. Keep on building a life, a business or career that plays to your unique strengths. The best thing you can do to change the world is to start with you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time on UQTV.